Hi everybody, this is Lara from pureelliotwave.com. I'm going to analyse Siacoin with you today. I've already done my classic technical analysis. I've got 3 technical charts to go through at the end of this video. And first let's have a look and see if Siacoin has enough volume for Elliott wave structures. I've downloaded the entire price history of this particular market. Let's look at this at the weekly chart level on an arithmetic scale so we can get an idea of the exponential growth of this market. And this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for coins that have, or cryptocurrencies that have a relatively low value. This one's at just under 2 cents each, which is so cheap, which exhibit this curved exponential growth and then a subsequent crash. And this high up here in December 2017 was 0.111708. And I'm looking for something that is now showing strength off lows. Absolutely is. It's had a recent crash again, and now it's moving higher. So it's at relatively low levels, below its all-time high back here. This is the kind of opportunity I'm looking for a a long-term, very small investment. When I say small, I'm talking only maybe $100 or $200 US for this to hold for a few years. Okay, I want to have a look at this, from this low to this high. First of all, let's view it on a semi-log scale, now that we've identified it has that ability to form exponential growth. And I'm going to start to have a look and see if it's got reasonable looking Elliott wave structures. I want to know if it does form decent looking Elliott wave structures, because if I do invest in it, this is part of my exit strategy. I want to start with cycle degree, and I'm going to start, this looks like an impulse from this low to this high. I'm going to label that cycle wave 1. It looks like it's subdividing beautifully as a 5-wave impulse. This looks like a low for cycle wave 2. And now it looks like cycle wave 3 may be unfolding. Well, let's have a look and see if cycle wave 1 subdivides as an impulse. So I'm starting my wave count down here, so not at the very start. I'm starting it down here. And this does look like a really good impulse. Let's put some labels on that. Yep, that's how I'd label that. 3 is longer than 1. 5 is longer than 3. This looks like absolutely typical cryptocurrency behavior, with this vertical rise for the last 3 weeks and dispersed here by a little doji, but this rise at the end here is almost vertical. This tapered off a little bit. This was near vertical. This was very, very strong indeed. Let's get some labels in here, and then I'll go down to the daily chart level and have a little look. No, I wouldn't put that there. I'd put this here and this here. I want to put this here. And now I think I can see the 3rd wave is a good looking impulse. Yep. And the 5th wave looks alright as well. No, I don't think I want to put that there. I think I want to put this here, like that. I almost always disagree with what Motive Wave comes up with, and I got a really weird comment, and this is a while ago, that I had just bought Motive Wave, was using its auto wave feature and charging people money, and what a terrible thing that was. What an interesting assumption. It's very odd, some of the comments you get on YouTube. I have a comments policy because I'm just not prepared to tolerate rudeness. If people ask nicely for me to do extra work, I will. Quite commonly, but you've got to be polite about it. Oh, these sides are exactly the same point. I was wondering what structure this is. Oh, I see. I see. Yep, okay. Oh, yeah, the last one I got. This is the weirdest comment. I was pointing out that a leading diagonal subdivides 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Wave 1 subdivides as a 3. Wave 2 subdivides as a 3. Wave 3 subdivides as a 3, a zigzag. 4 is a zigzag, it's a 3, and 5 is a zigzag, it's a 3. The subdivisions are absolutely identical to a triple zigzag. I was pointing that out in my last video for gold that was published, and someone said that the diagonal was impossible but didn't bother to explain why. And they said that I had said it was impossible. No. I don't know where people get these weird ideas from, but okay, you do you. I'll just keep doing me, because that's working for me. This looks pretty good, actually. No, I don't want to put that there. Put that there, motive wave, yeah. Let's put this down here. Oh, and that third wave looks like a good impulse. So, the volume here, just really obviously so far, looks like it certainly is strong enough for a good-looking Elliott wave structure. Yeah. So, okay, that can easily be part of my exit strategy when I see a complete, I think cycle 3, 4 and 5, when I see a complete structure at supercycle degree in a few years' time, I think maybe then I would look at selling a small investment if I purchase soon. Oh, I don't know about that though. Oh, I'm not sure about the proportions here within. Okay, what if for this one it's an incomplete impulse for primary 1, because I'm seeing this here, a little bit of a problem to resolve in there though. At a lower time frame, this could be 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's have a look and see how well on a semi-log scale this first one fitted into a channel. Let's put a channel, Elliott's first technique, from 1 to 3, copy on 2. Not bad, actually, not bad. Little overshoots here, it's breached here by a full daily candlestick or weekly candlestick of downward movement, but then price quickly goes back in. So let's just be a little bit more conservative and pull it down here. And look at that, a tiny little overshoot for the 5th wave, and that was it. Oh no, I haven't put this on right. Let's get that on right. Yeah, there we go. So no overshoot. Have I got that right? Yeah. Let's just make this the same colour as the labels. I'm sitting it across so it's a little bit more obvious what my meaning is. No, I am actually going to push this back up here onto the low of 2. Yeah, okay. That looks really good. So, okay. That tells me that not only does this market appear to have good-looking Elliott wave structures, even early on in its price history, but unusually for a cryptocurrency, it's fitting nicely within an Elliott channel. Doesn't mean it's always going to behave like that. It just means that if you can get a channel correctly drawn, if your wave count's right, then you can use it for support and resistance. But I'm pretty sure this one's not going to work. Okay, so, no. Okay, I don't think this is a 4th wave. Let's go down to daily chart level. Let's save this. I'm going to create a new analysis, call it daily, based on this, and yeah, it's 1 day. I'm just going to get rid of that, and I think I want to see if 3 and 4 could have been over here. Often for these cryptocurrencies, similar to commodities, the 4th waves can be relatively brief and shallow compared to their counterpart 2nd waves. That's a trait so common to commodities, and cryptocurrencies tend to behave like extreme commodities. That's an interesting gap down there. That looks like a breakaway gap. So I have no problem with a 4th wave being disproportionate to its counterpart 2nd wave if the 4th wave is more brief. If the 4th wave is a triangle, sometimes they can also be more time consuming. Oh, and what's happening here? I don't know. I think it wants to tell me the 4th wave is a triangle, but I don't know. I don't like the look of that. I think maybe we have a 5th wave ending diagonal. No, that doesn't work because the third wave's the shortest. So that won't work. So... okay, this is the high here. Okay, I'm going to put a triangle in there then. And I'm going to do it like that. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see if this third wave subdivides as an impulse well. Yeah. Another thing that they do is they have this curve, particularly for third waves. They start out slowly, accelerate through the middle, and explode at the end. I'm going to put that there. What is this low? 0.001253. And this is exactly the same, so I can put that there. And yeah, I want to see a zigzag down there. A and C end at the same level. But now how's the third wave going to subdivide in here? Yeah, that actually does work. Yeah, okay. This looks like a really good 3, doesn't it? Yeah, this market, oddly enough, for such a low value cryptocurrency, does actually have adequate Elliott wave structures. I want to know about this third wave though. Are we going to get that in there? I don't think so. No, that has to go here. And, oh, okay. How odd. Oh, I think there might be an overlap. Is there an overlap here? No. I think micro 2 here is some kind of combination. I don't know. Okay. I think... okay, let's focus on the third wave. And I see a problem with the fifth wave there as well. Really? I don't think I want to put that there. I mean, it works, but... oh. Okay, so interestingly, it's an optical illusion because this is a semi-log scale. 3 is actually longer than 1, and 5 is longer than 3. Okay, well, either way, no matter where I put 1 and 2, the middle of the third wave is going to fit. Yep, so that's okay. Okay, I do think I want to label this like this then. Just going back to my weekly chart, I'm going to have this like this. Okay, so then let's have a quick calculation of how deep primary 2 is to primary 1. Where is my primary 2 label? Let's get that down here. Go back to daily. Oh, it's an 89% correction, so it absolutely could be over. And I think primary 2 looks like a double zigzag. Yep. Okay, that looks pretty good. Not sure about where B and C. I think maybe B is some kind of combination. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Oh, okay. Let's expand this out so you can see what I'm seeing. I think we have 1, 2, and then 3, 4, no. Yeah, and 1 is a leading diagonal. Checking the wavelengths. Oh, that doesn't work. It looks like it does work, doesn't it? But if I was ever going to rewrite an Elliott wave rule, which I haven't, I only follow the rules as written by Elliott and outlined in Frost and Prechter, and I'm really careful to follow all the rules all the time. But I've long wondered if, within a diagonal, sometimes the third wave can be the longest. Let's expand this out and have a look again at these wavelengths. This looks like a really perfect leading contracting diagonal. The trend lines are adhered to. There's a test here and here. The fifth wave ends at the 1-3 trend line with the tiniest little overshoot. But look at the wavelengths. 3 is longer than 1. For a contracting diagonal, 3 should be shorter than 1. 4 is shorter than 2, and 5 is shorter than 3 and shorter than 1. But the third wave is the longest out of 1, 3 and 5. I've seen, I don't know if I can relabel this another way, but this doesn't meet Elliott wave rules, so it's got to go. I think B ends here, and it's a combination, except it's actually a double zigzag, because I think this is less than 90% of A. Yeah, it's only 61%, so B is a double zigzag, but Y doesn't move beyond the end of W, so that actually looks pretty bad. Can't do that. Yes, that's a zigzag, so we put this here. And this isn't going to work. Oh no, it actually is. Okay, well, if you had a series of brief, shallow fourth waves here after your more time-consuming and deep second waves here, here, and here, that does actually work. Okay. Either way, I'm so suspicious that within diagonals, sometimes the third wave can be the longest. But in order to rewrite an Elliott wave rule, that has to be based on plenty of research. I'd have to find lots of examples in various markets in the price history where that is the best way to label it. And if I could find 1 or 2 examples where it could not be labelled any other way and meet Elliott wave rules, then that would be more definitive. But anyway, I'm sorry about the rambling about Elliott wave geekery stuff, but there you go. That's what I do, sorry. Okay, I think there's a couple of overlapping first and second waves. Cycle 1, cycle 2, primary 1, primary 2. And this is deeper. What did I calculate? Over 88%. In percentage terms, this is deep. When you look at it on a semi-log scale, it doesn't look so deep compared to primary 1, but primary 2 is deep. So, it does subdivide well as a double zigzag. The structure could be complete. It has breached a channel containing primary 1. I think this one may be ready for a third wave at primary and cycle degree. I'm not going to worry too much about what's happening here right now. I'm just concerned mostly about whether or not primary 2 is over. Let's have a look at some classic analysis real quick. This is the early price history of Siacoin, and I'm just going to show you which bit I'm looking at. I think it's from here to here. Yeah, here to here. This is the all-time high, and I just wanted to have a look and see how extreme does RSI and ADX get, and volume. Interestingly, huge blow off top on this weekly candlestick, which was well prior to the high, and at the high, what a massive decline in volume. Still see this vertical rise. This is very typical of cryptocurrencies at the end of their huge, strong bull runs. This is a massive decline though, so that would have been a huge indication once we get up into here, here, and here, and volume is so light compared to back here, that would have been a really strong warning that something terminal was forming. And it did. No bearish divergence between price and RSI, and on balance volume also did not confirm the final highs. ADX can reach very extreme, over 80, and well above both DX lines, and again at the high a very extreme trend. ATR increasing strongly with these bullish movements, no divergence with price and stochastics at the high. So it can sustain very extreme conditions with RSI and ADX. What's the current situation on the weekly chart? Oh, just quickly going back, this is not a dark cloud cover. Actually, I haven't calculated that. It might actually be. It doesn't look like it on a semi-log scale, but a guideline for a dark cloud cover is the real body of the dark cloud cover needs to close into at least halfway through the real body of the previous long green candlestick, and I think if we calculate this one it would, so this would be a dark cloud cover. So there is a bearish candlestick reversal pattern at the high. Here this is quite a bearish candlestick at the low, and again bearish long upper wick. It's not a reversal pattern though. Here this looks like a shooting star candlestick, so this is quite bearish, and another one here, more bearish upper wicks, so unsurprising there was downward movement. So candlesticks, particularly the wicks for this market, could be quite useful. Okay, let's look at the current situation. A bearish long upper wick and a really good looking dark cloud cover. This is a strong one. It doesn't have support from volume though compared to the prior candlestick, which formed again a blow off top. Volume mirrors price. These markets, when they start from their lows, volume starts out light, accelerates through the middle as price accelerates, and then it explodes at the end as price moves up almost vertically. Not for this one though. This isn't that strong vertical rise I'd be expecting to see like this. 1, 2 with a little break and then a third one. 2 to 4 weeks of vertical upward movement, didn't see it at this important high. That's okay, it doesn't always happen, but when you see it, it's a warning that something terminal may be happening. Well, terminal for the midterm anyway. A long, bullish long lower wick. I calculated this one carefully. This long lower wick is only 1.7 something times the length of the real body, so it's not long enough for a hammer pattern, but this one definitely is a hammer pattern. This is a bullish candlestick pattern. So we do have bullish candlestick patterns at the low. So this is a bullish engulfing pattern as well. And these three together could be considered a morning star. And now we've got a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Let's look in this last important bull market for Siacoin and see, did we see bearish candlestick patterns that didn't lead to much? Okay, here's a gravestone doji, didn't lead to much at all. Shooting star, didn't lead to much at all. Bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, well, maybe it could be considered a precursor of this. Here's a strong bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Didn't have push from volume though, but it did lead to a reasonable pullback. So it went from 0.005 down to just below 0.0025. So that's a 50% or over 50% reduction in value. So this is definitely it doesn't look like it on a semi-log scale, but in terms of actual value, this is a really good pullback. So that was predictive, that was useful. Here, I think this could be a hammer. I'd want to carefully calculate the length of the wick in relation to the real body. Either way, it's a bullish long lower wick. Bullish wicks here, but this is quite bearish. A bearish engulfing candlestick pattern here. Did have a little bit of support from volume and was followed by no downward movement. So this one failed. And now we see no more bearish patterns here. So they work more often than they fail. That's the problem with all technical analysis and fundamental as well. All market analysis. It doesn't, nothing in technical or fundamental analysis will work 100% all the time. All of it is an exercise in probability. Okay, after the blow off top, we see a pretty big pullback. Now we see some bullish patterns, some volume supporting upward movement. On balance volume gives us no useful signal, no bearish divergence between these highs, between price and RSI in the weekly chart. We will see a little on the next chart though. RSI back in neutral territory, ADX reached above 70, very extreme. Still declining, no clear trend. It hasn't been able to be pulled down below the DX line. So the situation here for Siacoin at the weekly chart level is not yet set up for the development of a new strong trend. For that to happen, I want to see the ADX line below both DX lines. That could certainly happen with pullbacks along the way up. This doesn't mean that this low isn't sustainable. It just means there's some more work for price to do before it's ready for that next curved exponential rise. And stochastics neutral. What about the daily chart level? Now we see this bearish divergence at this last high. Where is my line? I did draw it. Oh, okay, that's odd. Oh well, there's bearish divergence there. Currently resistance here about 0.022, support fairly strong, about 0.017. Strong bearish candlestick pattern here, which also had push from volume. No signal from on balance volume. The resistance line doesn't have good technical significance. No clear trend at this time frame. RSI neutral, stochastics oversold. ATR showing a little bit of increase as price falls here. A very strong bullish long lower wick here. For the downward trend, ADX reached very extreme. Not as extreme as it can for the upward trend, and dipped into oversold here. Yeah, I would expect that that low's probably sustainable. Okay, I think that there's enough support from these charts for a bullish Elliott wave count for me to chuck a little bit of money at this one. So I've found another opportunity for me and for you if you're following on. I am almost, where is my list? I am almost at the end of my list. So I've done Siacoin today, so I've only got 4 more. And then I've worked through the list, and I think that's enough to work with. And then I'm going to start reanalyzing the ones that I've purchased and keep this analysis up to date for my investments and for yours too, if you're following along. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to get more cryptocurrency analysis and follow along my own investments, I bought quite a lot of cryptocurrency over 2 years ago now, still holding on to it. I have a clear exit strategy. If you follow my YouTube channel and if you subscribe, then you'll most of the time know what I'm doing with my investments, but the group of people who always know what I'm doing with my investments is my membership at pureelliottwave.com. Because I'm a chartered market technician, I have ethics guidelines I must adhere to, and one of those guidelines is if I make an investment, I must notify paying subscribers or customers prior to me executing my own purchase, giving them enough time to execute theirs before I make mine. I interpret that ethics guideline to also mean that before I sell an investment, I must notify my paying subscribers before I execute my sale, because I know that the point at which you sell and cash out is just as important as the point at which you buy. Most people don't plan for that and they miss out. So if you want to know what I'm doing, particularly with my Bitcoin investment, then you'll need to be a member. Okay, that's all from me this week with extra updates, and I'll be doing hopefully another couple of extra videos for the YouTube channel next week. Thank you so much for watching.